So the truth of what I think we're beginning to realize at this time is that this old way of thinking that's really sort of form of cultural hypnosis is not working. And not only is it not working in the sense that it doesn't give us lasting satisfaction, it actually takes us away from what we're really looking for. In the first session, I was saying how ultimately, as the Dalai Lama put it, in the final analysis, what we're looking for is peace of mind. We're all looking for a better state of consciousness. And there is that natural state of mind we are in when things are okay, when we're feeling at ease, when we're in the present moment. That's what we're looking for, to return to that state of natural contentment. And this belief system, which just fuels more and more discontent and more wanting, really takes us in the opposite direction, because our minds start getting engaged with thinking about things that we haven't got, things that we need to do, things we want to avoid. So much of our thinking comes out of this belief system. If you look at it, probably most of your thoughts are in one way or another about getting things to be the right way, with the underlying assumption that if only things were different, you'd be happy. Or if only you could get what you want, you'd be happy. Or if only you could avoid something, you'd be happy. Some spiritual teachings talk about this as desire and aversion. They're two sides of the same coin. The coin is things are not okay as they are. So either you desire something, you want something to make things good, or there's something you don't want. You don't want a certain person to be acting a certain way, or whatever it is. That's aversion. They're the two sides, either attracting something, wanting something, pushing something away. But they both come from this underlying idea that if we just got the world to be the right way, we'd be happy. But what that does is fill the mind with so much unnecessary thinking, so much unnecessary anxiety, worry, that, and I sometimes think this is the sad joke about human beings. We are so busy worrying about whether things are going to be okay in the future, so busy worrying really about whether we're going to be at peace in the future, that we never actually give ourselves the chance to be at peace in the present moment. Because almost by definition, a mind that is worried cannot be a mind that is at peace. This is really a misuse of that great innovative potential that has made us what we are. We are a creative species, and that led to a lot of creative problem solving. We've become what we are because we can solve problems creatively. And if you look at a lot of our thinking, we are trying to solve problems, many of which probably don't even exist or may even never exist. But nevertheless, we're engaged in that creative problem-solving process in our imagination. And if you look at it in your own mind, there's generally considered three basic, very general phases of creativity. There's the assessing what's happening, weighing up the situation, what's going on. There's the deciding, the choosing, which way you want to go, making that choice, having an insight. And then the third phase is the planning, working it out, often called the implementation. And if you watch your own thinking, you'll find much of it falls into one of those three phases. It's either assessing what's going on, what's this person saying, what are they feeling, what's happening here, what's going on. You're assessing what's going on, or you're in that phase of making decisions, what should I do, what's best, that deciding phase, that can take up a lot of our attention. Or there's an implementation phase, how do I do this, planning things, what if this doesn't work? It's just interesting to watch your thinking and realize most of it not all of it, but most of it in one way or another is trying to solve problems that don't exist now and, as I say, may never actually exist. And all of this takes us away from what we're actually looking for. It leads to discontent, which is the exact opposite of contentment, and it takes us out of the present moment, it takes us back into the future or the past, looking at what happened. So it doesn't work both in the sense of it doesn't actually satisfy us permanently, and most of what it leads to just creates more internal discontent, taking us away from that very basic goal of how do we return to that natural state of mind. It is, in a sense, all in service of returning to the natural state of mind. That's what we're trying to do, but what we don't realize is the reason we're not there is because we're so busy thinking so much, not because we don't have the right things, but we're so busy thinking about what to do that we don't realize that that natural state is there, just waiting for us, if only we were just to pause thinking for a moment. I'd actually like to just suggest for a moment just to do that. To pause just for a second, 2 seconds. Stop thinking for a second. It'll come back. But we can do that. We can pause for a moment. And what do you notice? What most people notice is there's a sense of sometimes ease, a sense of relief. Some people call it a sense of clarity, a sense of presence. We're reconnecting with our own being. And we can do that just by pausing for a moment, just interrupting wherever our minds are going, whatever story they're saying, whatever we're working on. We can just pause for a moment, and in that moment, reconnect with our own natural state of being.